a shot here. Are you going to get a shot here? 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 Are you going to get a shot here?
Welcome to the No Shot NBA podcast with Chuck and Duck. And engineer Ben behind the scenes. The No Shots podcast is brought to you by Dank Delish Coffee. The best beans in the galaxy are the only way to start your morning. Go to dankdelish.com and order some. You won't regret it. You can listen, like, and subscribe to the No Shots podcast on Spotify and YouTube. And listeners, please don't be afraid to send us any questions at noshotspod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. That's noshotspod@gmail.com. Feels good? Yeah?
Yeah, that feels real good.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
All
Excuse me for the interruption.
All good.
Oh, thank you for providing quality engineering.
Yeah.
Every day.
That sounds great now.
Wow.
Every pod.
You guys are the nicest. Drop us in.
All right, drop us in, Benny.
And I got an Arnold Palmer.
Happy New Year, baby.
Yay.
The No Shots Pod. Welcome back. I'm your host,
Happy New Year.
Duck. To the left of me, that's Chuck. To the right of me,
The woolly mammoth here.
big ol' Williams.
Williams.
Alert.
We don't need guests. We just need Ben with different names.
Exactly. We'll never have a guest. No, one day.
Call me Elon Tusk.
Get Elon over here. All right, Happy New Year. New Year means new. The NBA season is in full swing. And guess what? Ben's not done with the Reigns conversation. Ben's getting the last laugh.
Difficulty high.
Yep, and it's official. Poor Jimmy. He's lost his joy to play in Miami. He wants out. But OKC, man, what can I say? They keep bringing the thunder. We're gonna talk all about the Western Conference. Is the West a mess? Oh my God!
Clean up your room.
Plus our teams to watch. Plus who's gonna win the Super Bowl? We got Super Bowl picks.
Time to deliver a Super Bowl.
Holy shit. I didn't even realize we had Super Bowl picks.
We had Super Bowl
So, Danny,
picks.
you're like into the NFL playoffs this year?
No. And last but not least, we got trivia. Trivia. No, I'm kind of into it.
You
yeah.
said you wanted to watch the game tonight.
Yeah. I'm not doing it.
What is it about tonight's game? Tonight's game is the Vikings versus the...
I think it could be a good game. Like, it could be a good game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair
Throw
enough.
me one of those.
That's a
Let's
good-
eat on the pod.
That's a good answer.
I don't know why I did that lefty. I'm sorry. I got you this time. All right, you got it?
But
You got it?
before
Do you
all
want
of
one?
that, you guys.
No, I'm okay.
Let's.
I could throw it again.
How you guys doing?
Quality podcast content.
All right, come on. How
you
are
guys
we guys doing?
How you doing, Chuck?
Just swell.
Okay, good. How you doing, Williams?
Good. I'm weathering the cold winter because I'm a massive beast that dominated the Ice Age.
Yeah. One of my top
gosh.
5 favorite
Ray
mammoths.
Romano. Oh, no, he was the sloth, right?
No, he was
He was the
one.
mammoth.
There you
Okay.
go. Ray Romano.
Yeah, everybody.
John
yeah.
Leguizamo was the sloth.
Yeah, and Dennis Leary was the saber-toothed tiger.
The cat.
I thought he was so cool back then. But
He's so cool.
he's not that cool.
He's not that
cool at all.
He's not cool at all.
He's not really
he wants to
funny.
eat that baby. He wants to eat that
The
baby.
saber-toothed tiger. Yeah.
Who played Sid, though? Who was the flying
John-
squirrel?
Oh, it's just, I don't know.
It's just
I
a
think
guy,
it's-
just a legendary
I think
voice
it's the
actor.
director. I
It's
think
Tom
it's like
Kenny.
the guy who did.
Sid the sloth.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
No.
No, who's the flying squirrel? Is it not Sid?
Scrat.
Scrap.
Scrat. That's good. Okay. Yeah, I'm good though. I'm chilling. I like cold
Good.
weather. It's nice.
I want to say it's. No, it's a Pixar guy. Never mind. I don't know. Oh yeah. So good.
This is
So
great.
I'm doing great. By the way,
And
thanks for asking.
And you Duck.
All right, listen. What
How
were
are
we
you?
talking about? So what's going on with you guys? What's really up with your lives?
I saw a cat in a tree the other day. I never thought I'd see that in real life. You know,
And you did? Straight out of a
There were
cartoon.
people around. Someone was taking pictures. And they were like, "Oh, do you know what kind of animal that is?" I was like, "I think it's a cat."
Yeah.
It was clearly a cat. It wasn't. I don't know. It didn't look like it was in distress. It was just loafed up, like a cat is wont to do. And it seemed to have like it was like it'd be pretty easy to climb your way down. I feel like, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You know how in the comics they're always calling the fire department to rescue a cat from a tree?
Yeah. It's a classic cartoon trope.
What is that?
I don't know. Do cats really get? I guess they do. I have seen some internet videos of them getting like stuck on the top shelf somewhere or blah blah. And they're like,
No,
"Eh."
cats do that.
Cats
time
do that.
I saw an iguana get stuck on the curtain rod.
No fucking shot.
That was a friend of my mom's. Just brought her iguana, and it just went crazy. It was huge. Anyway,
All right, what's going on, Chuck?
yeah. What's really going on?
You thought you were left off the hook?
Yeah.
I was listening to this story over here.
Yeah.
Cats
It was a good
to
story.
iguanas. What's going on with me?
Those
Nothing.
weren't the only animals I was involved with this weekend.
I have no further.
What
notes
on
that.
earth?
I'm sorry. No.
Keep that one in the
No,
cellar.
I'm sorry. I saw a hornet's nest. That was cool. Or a wasp. That's two animals.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Please.
I saw the Bob Dylan movie yesterday.
Oh,
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Tim Shaw.
Yeah. Timotei.
Love him. Or him.
And
I hear the hardcore Dylan fans like this movie.
really?
Well,
That kind of surprises me.
okay. So, what did you think?
Okay.
I think that it has its moments, but I think it's like almost too biopic-y.
Yeah.
A bit like I don't feel like the songs come in at very like it doesn't really ease it. Like it's like, oh, now we're doing a song because this is a biopic kind of feeling. Like the songs just appear. Like and it gives me that like sort of I don't know, it's like kind of a musical-esque kind of quality where it's like, okay, yeah, here comes the song and the song happens. Like it's sort of programmed. So but I think the actors do a really good job of playing
Did you like
the actual people.
Chalamet?
Yeah, I thought Chalamet was pretty good. I thought
No
Ed
shot.
I think it's
Sheeran?
Ed Norton
Oh,
as
isn't that?
Pete Seeger was really good. Like he totally plays this like father figure.
Okay.
But you know,
Love me some Ed.
Also,
Me too.
It I'm not sure it like it feels like the story's like not over or whatever at the end.
Oh, spoilers.
Like it feels like there should be another one. Like it's kind of a
Yeah.
weird.
Oh, interesting.
It like I don't know.
I've never
Cliffhanger.
seen so many biopics made about someone who's still alive
Yeah,
than Bob Dylan.
it's a
Like,
weird timing, I think, for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's. I saw some critiques where like this is already a period of Dylan's life that has been heavily
Yeah.
documented
Yeah.
and in so many different ways that there might actually be like more interesting
Stuff from other
stuff
periods.
from other time periods of his
Yeah.
life. But
That's fair.
but I guess like when I was thinking about it, it's like I don't really know which other like A-list actor you could get to play him.
Gyllenhaal.
Kate Blanchett.
Like
Yeah.
so
Jill.
I think
Get outta
Timotei
here.
did a good job. So that's my
Okay.
review.
Bobby
I'm not mad.
I'm not a huge biopic person, so
Well, to me, and I haven't seen it, but to me, it just seems like Bob Dylan would be against the idea of a conventional biopic in the first place.
Yeah.
Like you're making a movie about an iconoclast, and you always run into these issues of
Yeah.
like how to tell their story because they told their own story in a very particular way.
yeah. And I feel like they didn't really capture the I don't know, like it's a hard vibe to I feel like to capture on the screen, but there was like a certain like I I don't know, missingness to the setting of it all. Like I felt like if you made this, because a lot of it takes place in like New York, and I wish we got more of a feel of like what it actually was like back then. When he was playing these shows like around on the Lower East Side in Greenwich Village. Like why couldn't you like build up the atmosphere to a place where I was like sort of, like I'm in the scene. I feel like that's kind of what the movie fails to do. That would have been like pretty cool, I think. So,
Chuck, when you mentioned De Palma earlier, I was trying to think of what reminded me of Hi Mom. It was that John Waters movie we saw, Female Trouble.
Yeah,
definitely watch that. Wow, that one's crazy. It's very much captures that New York vibe, but in the edgy, dirty, kind of scary way.
Disgusting.
It's great stuff. Anyway,
John Waters, sick man.
Yeah, I don't think the Bob. Who's ready to die for art? I don't think the Bob Dylan movie's at the top of my list.
You saw it?
No, I haven't seen it. I'm saying it's to see.
It wouldn't
be the first movie I'm going to see.
It wouldn't have been mine either. But
you saw it.
You're more of a Dylan.
You're a big Dylan head.
I was like not going to see the movie. Katie convinced me to go.
Got your hair curved back.
Katie convinced me to go to the movie. Okay.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, yeah, sure.
Because it is. I'll go.
Bob is literally
Dylan
above
content,
me.
so I may as well.
There's literally a framed picture of
Bob Dylan sitting right above
Charles
me.
I
don't think that like a deep, like a sort of diehard Dylan fan would. I don't know. I guess I've seen some say, but like I don't know. I feel like the essence of Bob Dylan is to not like would be to hate sort of a movie like this.
Yeah,
being made, and I kind of feel like the same way in that it's it's a biopic, so it gets. It doesn't get like over the top cheesy. Like it tries to stay pretty real, but I felt like some of the song entrances were kind of like, I don't know, kind of unbelievable. Like I don't think he wrote that just like that or like in this setting. So like that felt unrealistic to me. So like I feel like if you were a real Dylan fan, like some of that stuff would irk you, like it irks me.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got to move on.
Last thing.
I enjoyed. I did enjoy. It was.
We got to move on.
It was fun to just see someone play Bob Dylan pretty well for
maybe that's
2 hours.
Bob Dylan heads are okay with Chalamet's performance.
I think that's generally the critique.
Okay,
that's fair.
Last thing is, have you noticed that all the top movies this year are musicals? Is a huge year for musicals. Or movies that like are secretly musicals.
Wicked.
Joker, Wicked. The Bob Dylan movie, Emilia Perez, which just won Golden Globe Best Picture.
Yeah.
There's like definitely one more. I don't know. It's interesting. I just think it's interesting.
Musicals are back, baby.
I don't think The Brutalist is a musical, but I don't know.
The Brutalist.
All right.
Challengers was kind of a musical.
Are we talking about this Kendrick album or what?
No, we gotta save that shit because Chuck hasn't heard it yet fully.
You haven't fully heard it?
I did listen to it all on the train today, but I do think it would be.
Sit with you.
I think if I should sit with it and,
all right, we sit
do
with
it the next time.
Okay.
All right, sit down on this.
I've gained a comfortability with the songs, but I need to dig a little further.
Tease for next episode.
Yeah.
Spaceships on Rose Quarter.
So, but we got to get to another song. No,
Listen,
that's the.
I want to give a quick shout to Mads. Happy birthday, Madison.
Happy birthday.
And
who else?
It was Katie's birthday yesterday.
Katie, too. Happy birthday, Katie. And happy birthday to our moms as well. Big birthday shout.
Moms were both birthdays.
Wait,
yeah,
both
Ben's
of their
moms,
birthdays are...
Ellen's is LeBron's birthday.
Uh-huh.
And then Alicia's
happy birthday
like
to all
a
the
week
moms
later.
out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a huge shout.
Shout out to them.
Shout out.
Shout out, Katie.
Follow Alicia Spiegel's Klezmer Violin.
That was
on
the
Instagram.
No Shots birthday.
The No Shots birthday.
Let's get to it.
Oh boy. Okay.
You guys tweet,
We got some topics to talk.
What's going on?
What's going on?
Did LiAngelo Ball finally get embraced by the NBA?
Whoa. He is now.
My God.
Did you see that video? Every player
I
on the
watched
team
the video.
knew the hook.
People love it.
People love it.
People are loving LiAngelo Ball's hit single. Fuck. Tweakers.
Now look, Danny, you're the hip hop guy.
Yeah.
You're the old head of our
Yeah.
pod.
Old.
And this is kind of an old head
Yeah.
track. What do you think?
You think it's an old head track?
Well, that's what people are saying. It's not like they had, I don't know, it was Kendrick Perkins or someone being like, well, all rap today is just people mumbling. And I could actually hear the words in this. But also, I do think
Yeah.
there's
That's
a
the first
throwback
time I
to a
agree with
certain sound.
Perkins in a while.
Really? Yeah.
I think it's a certain sound that was around in like the late 2000s, like 2007, 2009.
I feel like it's a certain sound that's still around.
and it is
though.
also still around.
Yeah, no, this doesn't sound like an old song to me at all. No, not really. No. To answer your question,
It wasn't a
all right.
question.
it sounds
Yeah,
like
speak
it
on
was it a question? What
My
was
question
It
was
was
what
a
you thought of
statement.
it in general.
it? Oh no, I
But-
like this song a lot though.
Yeah, but you like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
But
do
no.
too.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a fun song.
Yeah, and man, these ball players love it. Guess what?
And I think it does sound a little old.
He's okay. Fair enough. He signed a deal with Def Jam.
Yeah, it was on ESPN.
For
It's on
like
the front page
14 mil.
ESPN News.
So shout out to LiAngelo Ball.
Did you say 14 mil?
Something like that. It was like on the front of the ESPN. I can't find it now. But yeah. Shout out to LiAngelo Ball. He's finally found his calling. And it wasn't Ball, like his last name, like his other two brothers and dad. What do you think about this, Chuck?
I think this song is just utter trash. I really do.
Whoa. Can we make
And,
that a
and
sound?
he says
I
like,
guess probably not.
we might be able to get
You
away
could,
with that.
maybe.
We
It's
could have
short,
you
less
singing
than-
it and you.
Yeah, you can sample that.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
we
all
could get away with
copied.
that.
It's all copied. It's like people do that OOOs thing. It's like I wrote
song.
I read a whole article about how it has traveled through
Yeah.
this modern age of music. That very OOO.
The same sample or
No,
No, the same-
No, the
like
same like
interpolation
melody.
of the melody.
Yeah,
That's probably why it sounds old.
old
'cause I'm
to you.
sure
Yeah,
I've
that's
heard
fair,
it.
actually,
I've heard
now
it.
that I think
I
about
heard
it.
it in like an old
Yeah.
song the other day, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah.
No, I thought
Yeah.
this song is pretty trash though.
What? Okay.
It kind of sucks.
For a basketball song, though, to me, like
I think it kind of sucks.
I don't remember any Dame song
I think
I've ever
Dame's.
heard.
I think Dame's more talented than this. This is trash.
Dame might be a better
That's fair.
lyricist,
That's fair.
but I think LiAngelo's got
trash.
the ear.
He's got.
Well, he's
listen,
definitely got
there's
the ear. He's
he's
an
got a
industry
voice
plant.
too. He is an industry plant. No, he's not.
Industry plant. Industry plant. Industry plant. They're like, what? LiAngelo goes to his brother. He's like, guys, I gotta make me famous somehow. They got
Yeah.
some connects.
I
Also,
believe it.
Lamelo, and proof of this is that Lonzo wrote most of the lyrics.
Really?
So
He's an
I bet
assist man.
LiAngelo didn't even do shit on this track.
Really? That's
And
interesting.
it's
Wow, I've never
it's
liked
over. It's
Lonzo's music.
It's over catchy.
Yeah.
and all of the times that he says "bitch," it's just way too many in an awkward amount of time. I think it sounds really bad. Like it's like there are songs. Like,
That's fair.
I was listening to Kendrick today. I'm like, because after I listened to that song, and I was like, oh, first I thought there's so many ill-timed bitches in this song.
Okay.
And then I was like, okay, so who could say bitch that many times? But then I was listening to Kendrick, and there was a bunch of bitches, but they felt well-timed.
Okay.
Whereas LiAngelo, it feel like he just throwing them out there. Like, literally, here, you have a bitch, you have a bitch, you have a bitch. Just over and over.
Yeah. No, you're
And
not
I'm
wrong.
like, this is trash, man. This is trash.
You know,
would
that's
you
a valid
say-
the that melody irks me. I hate it.
Okay, that's valid.
Would you say Kendrick has perfect bitch?
What's up?
Nothing.
He certainly, I don't know what perfect bitch is, but it's certainly much more of an artist about it.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, that's fair.
That's a valid criticism. You don't just throw around a harsh word like that and can't just pepper your song with little phrases
Well, yeah.
just for shock value.
The lyrics are low jolting. That's for sure.
I
I
like
don't
when
know.
he says he's not from the South, but he's still got his Memphis twin. Now, I want to know what that means.
You want to know who that Memphis Twin is?
I'm interested in the Memphis Twin. I'm just curious. Yeah, I don't think there were any lyrics that I was like, oh, that's I went farther.
It just
'cause of my
sounded like
father.
an annoying pop song to me.
Fair,
That's what
which
it
is
sounded
fair
like.
enough. I'm not mad at this take. You know, I slightly disagree. I do kind of like the fact that it's a little annoying.
It's a very
Pop song.
obnoxious song.
I wouldn't.
Pop
I
hip-hop
would.
song.
I'm only listening to it because it's an NBA song, but of NBA songs, I do like it.
It's very catchy.
I'll take Dame.
But you're that's valid. That's valid for
Well,
sure.
we'll see. He has a record deal with Def Jam. What if he follows it up with Heat Charles?
It's not gonna be Heat.
Could be
not
Heat.
gonna be.
Prediction.
It's gonna be just like his basketball career.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I said
Well,
it.
he's already more
I
successful
said
in his
it.
career.
I know.
With one
It's
swing.
gonna come for you, bro.
Ball's in your court.
Oh well.
Oh well.
All right, what are we talking about? All right, Ben, you want to talk about the rating
ratings
stuff?
Yeah, and I had just a really quick thought to make because you read all these articles and you hear all these takes and it's really spawned quite the media cycle.
Yeah,
and
it
that's
really
what I
did.
feel like I've learned from this is kind of how NBA media and sports media can operate. Is like someone puts this out there, ratings are going down. Everyone harps on it, like Westbrook with the triple doubles. You know,
Yeah.
Yep.
in the
Or
end,
Russell-
it's kind of an arbitrary
He's bad.
statistic. Like,
Yep.
there is a dramatic fall in ratings, but there's all these contextual issues.
Yeah.
Other sports ratings are down. And so, but the story, it's a good story. We run with the story.
Yeah.
And then it turns into, oh, let's criticize the way the game is played, which I'm sure the game could be improved. And that's
Some
an
way.
interesting
Yeah.
discussion in and of itself. But like, I don't know. Who sits looking at the TV and being like, "Oh, another three! I'm fucking turning this shit off."
Yeah, if they were saying that, they don't really like basketball
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
much. Because
They're not gonna watch
even
it either
Chuck
way.
and Kenny and Shaq, who like sometimes
Old
do
school.
rag on
The
all the
threes.
threes, they still sit there and they watch the game.
Shaq's is
every
Steph
time.
Curry's his favorite player.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they clearly love basketball, and I don't think are hurting the rate. Like, if you're watching NBA on TNT, you're a basketball fan. You're not
Yeah.
gonna like turn it off because they say the product sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe someone will, but also, yeah, like just statistically, like cable is more than half disappeared
Yeah.
just from people's homes in general. So of course that's going to impact ratings, which the ratings they're talking about are purely television broadcast ratings. And we have streaming and we have illegal websites and, you know, all that
I
stuff.
do think this issue
Yeah.
is somewhat self-created, or else by like the league office and some of their decisions, though. Like, for example, and I was going to bring this up in my Thunder point, but like, why isn't this team on like national television all the time? They're like
Yeah.
super thrilling to watch. They steal the ball all over the place. They actually don't jack like a huge amount of threes. SGA is mid-range master. Oh, they just run and steal, and it's like this energetic team.
Yeah.
So this team, and it's not like this team came out of nowhere. It's not like this year's Cavs.
No.
Like they wouldn't have known
No.
to put this year's Cavs on the television this season.
Yeah.
But last year the Thunder were the number one seed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do think
'cause of
part
smart
of
market,
this
man.
whole new age player, like who's gonna take the mantle thing, has been they just are continuing to push like the old characters of the league.
Yeah.
And they're doing themselves a disservice by not pushing the new guys.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm
But
with you.
It kind of makes sense, right? Because you have the dying medium, and they're like, we're not going to turn this SGA project or like Hope Anthony Edwards or whatever turns out because we don't have 5 years. Like the media rights deal is happening now.
Yeah.
So next summer, that's it. Like you may as well go out with the guys, Steph Curry, Curry, LeBron, whatever, who still bring in the viewers.
Yeah.
Even though they're not the best teams and they're not the most exciting to watch anymore.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes sense to me, but I agree with you. It's short-sighted and a little self-destructive, probably hastening their destruction.
Yeah. Because, like, the Lakers they have, for national TV games, they almost have double the amount as I get it's the Lakers, so you have to do it. It's like the fucking Cowboys.
It's stupid, though.
But,
yeah.
Yeah.
the Warriors are on national TV 24 times, and the Thunder are on 15. Like, why?
Come on.
Come on, man. Chuck,
Come
what's your better song, the LiAngelo Ball or James Dolan's band?
God.
Yeah, what's the best song?
Come on.
guys heard
this
I
week?
can't pick that guy. Come on. I cannot do
Oh,
it.
come on. We love Dolan.
He's
No,
in my
you can't do it.
Please don't.
heart. I don't even know.
Please don't ban us. Listen.
Just don't ban it.
Like and for example,
Okay, yeah.
for the Cavs OKC game the other night,
Yeah.
which was an awesome
Great game.
1.87 million viewers, and it was, I mean, who knows what was in the slot last year, but it was up 20%, and it
There
was
you go.
the number one trending thing on Twitter for
Right.
like the whole game.
Yeah.
So
It's like fans
there-
aren't stupid.
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So I think it's like, I wish they would have a more flexible schedule to put some of just the better matchups on. Like, you know, like that, for example, OKC at Boston was at such a stupid time. It was at 3:00 on NBA TV on a Sunday against football,
Yeah.
against the week. You know, why not? There was
Yeah.
no football on Monday last weekend. Put it on Monday and have like
True.
they gotta be smarter about shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I
They're
mean?
doing
Right.
themselves a disservice for sure.
And like also it's the last week of football. Put it on a prime time on Sunday. Like why are they take away TNT on Thursday from us while football's here? Like I want my TNT. Like
Yeah.
so that stuff's tough, but like sometimes I think they're fucking chickens.
Yeah. I agree.
Well, we'll see what it's like when it's all streaming, you know.
But
Yeah.
there's the you know, there's all the sad conversation. There's plenty of space for basketball in this, you know, in this environment. Like it's not gonna die.
Yeah. And another point in an article I read was there's always been lulls in the NBA.
Yeah.
Always, yeah.
It bounces
Always.
back.
Always will
You know,
bounce back.
Where the new generation is developing, and you know, Jokic is Jokic, but we have
Yeah.
great personalities and very talented.
And we still have, you know,
NBA
even
players.
though we're sick of it, we still have the old guard. We still got the LeBron, Steph, KD.
Yeah,
They're
I
not-
like
they're not,
watching
you
them
know,
too, but
still kind of
sometimes
fun
it's
to watch them go
like,
against Wemby and Zion.
it
and all
is
these guys.
But
And-
when you watch like
Oh yeah.
like last week, like the whole string of games, like when you watch OKC, the Thunder versus the Knicks, and then the Thunder
Yeah.
versus the Celtics, and then the Cavs versus the Thunder were in all these games.
Yeah.
But like all those games were just like on just a completely different playing field than when you're watching Lakers versus Suns. It's just like not even close. The basketball is so much better.
Yeah.
And intense. Like, so it's, you know, I
it's
think
true.
getting that stuff on, you know, your primetime schedule is a must too.
Is a must.
do.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
What you put? That's the button.
Is that the pin we're putting in? Any final
Put
points?
the pin in it.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm done.
I'm excited for the ratings conversation to be over.
Yeah.
actually.
yeah, me too.
No, I think that's part of
media-wide.
it just needs to die because
yeah.
But I imagine
does
this
the
kind of thing
NBA
just pops
need
up
to
every
die?
once in a while.
The No Shots podcast is brought to you by Dank Delish Coffee. Whether you need a jolt on the way to the office or in relax mode in the afternoon, Dank Delish Coffee is the only quality bag of Colombian home roasted beans that hits the spot just right. Roasted locally in Queens, New York, you can find Dank Delish coffee beans at dankdelish.com and have their deliciousness shipped right to your lovely abode. Start your morning with a cup of Delish. Why not?
What? All right, let's get into it.
What's first?
Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy Buckets.
It's getting
Jimmy
hot in
Butler.
Miami.
The
Too hot
temperatures
to handle.
rising.
The temperature's rising. The pressure's on.
What's going on with Jimmy Butler?
Hey, listen. He's been, having like these non-aggressive games, string of games. Then he just flat out says in the podcast, what we were all thinking. When the reports were according to, he's like, hey, listen. Wherever I'm next, we could figure it out, but we ain't figuring it out here.
Yeah.
Oh my.
He lost his joy, man. His
He
will
lost
to
his
play.
joy.
I was surprised. I mean, I get what he said was harsh, but It seemed a little more ambiguous to me, at least the first comment where he said he lost his joy. He technically did not say, I can never play here.
Yeah.
He just said, I'm just not getting that from here, and I don't see how
I don't
will.
think so, yeah.
Because presumably they didn't give him enough money, right?
Yeah. It goes back to Riley's comments. People are saying it's going back to his comments when they were in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And he was like, basically like, Jimmy's not playing, he should keep his mouth shut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that might have rubbed Jimmy
Well,
off.
because Jimmy,
with the combination of the contract.
then it started with Jimmy, who was mouthing off, saying, Celtics aren't gonna win another game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you got, Chuck?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, this is just a classic scenario of player who's still pretty good, but is over the hill.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think this is just kind of what he's worth now, because when you look through who could get him, especially in this new apron landscape, right? Who could get him? Is he worth paying that much? And are you going to extend him?
Yeah.
So he's 35 years old. He ends everywhere in a headache. I'm not going to say like it's always a headache. He's a very vibrant character, and but I get where Riley is coming from. Like, he's a no bullshit kind of guy.
Yeah.
Never takes any shit, that guy.
Yeah.
Pat Riley. And so I understand him, laying the foot down, because what is this team anyway? Like, they're a perennial seventh. Like, this team has shown what they are the last couple years. They have had some magic, but like at the end of the year, they either seem hurt, and they're always just like a middling team. Like, they're always the 8th seed or the 7th seed. That's where they were this year. It's what they were the year before, and it's what they finished the season the year before. And it's just too hard to summon some kind of magic. So, and Jimmy's 35. So the writing's on the wall for this team to be, everyone else in the East has gotten better. And yeah, part of that's Riley's fault, but I don't know if any of the characters that they've been linked to would have changed this kind of fate once Jimmy kind of, gets up there in age. He doesn't play games. He doesn't, for example, he doesn't play a lot of games,
Yeah.
But do you think that Pat Riley failed Jimmy? He's also never gotten him help since this.
I agree.
Like, what's the best player he's gotten him? Kyle Lowry, 37-year-old. Kyle Lowry.
Injured Oladipo.
Yeah.
Injured Oladipo got injured. Kevin Love was past his prime.
I agree.
He never got him like a proper running mate.
Well, I think,
Rozier hasn't worked out.
Adebayo was supposed to be the guy.
Yeah, but they had Adebayo already.
Yeah.
True.
But I'm saying
that's also true.
But I'm saying you're like, I don't know if it's the smartest thing to try to put together like a 3-team supermax team in this, even before the apron stuff. Like that style of winning championships was already going to get. So if you get another max player, it's got to be, part of what made them tough to beat was like the collectiveness of the team.
Yeah.
Not saying that they didn't get him any help. They could have, I think upgrades were necessary, and it's always been weird to me why they didn't,
make a couple
go for
moves,
it.
Yeah.
So like, I understand Jimmy's strife. I think we're right now we're at the point where
he's
I agree 35. You're going to give him a 50, 60 million. It's a 2-year, $113 million extension that he wants.
Probably, yeah.
That's just a chunk of change for a guy who doesn't play a lot of games. And is perceived as a headache.
I might give him a big chunk of change, but I don't know if it's that.
That's what I mean. I feel like he's a below the max player at this point. Not slightly below, just so he can fit into someone else's willing culture.
Yeah.
And my question is Jimmy Butler willing to look at himself and be like, maybe he's pissed off at Miami, and can he
it could just be a Miami
home,
thing. Yeah,
right, where he gets paid a little bit less, but fits into a winning culture. But it sounds like to me, it's he's after the money, which he's got every right to do. But I can't imagine who's going to pay him that contract.
So money aside, where do you like as a trade destination?
Well, that's the thing. Money aside is different.
The issue.
Money's the issue, and also the new reports are that he only wants to play for one team.
Yeah,
and it's just the Suns. And
The Suns.
Bradley Beal will have to be in the trade, and he's not going to do that.
That's where
'Cause
all
he has
the
a no
Jimmys,
trade
the
clause.
Jimmys are.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, KD, Beal.
KD,
They're
Beal,
all the
Butler.
same guy.
Although I
now.
could see this happening because, it's just the Heat are now working from a terrible place of like people know it's a mess.
Bad
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to give you a great offer. Plus I got to extend this guy. So what am I really giving up either? Right. So
Yeah.
I think he could actually go for a shockingly low amount of return.
No, yeah,
But
that
it's like,
I agree.
I don't
with.
even know why Miami would want Bradley Beal just to get Jimmy out of there. Like if he's such a cancer
Yeah.
that they just need to get him out. That's the only way I could see them trading it to Phoenix.
And
Trading
also,
him to Phoenix.
The report is that Bradley Beal doesn't want to leave. That he's committed to building Phoenix, turning Phoenix around.
And
Or this was like a week ago.
They did bench
I
Bradley.
believe
He's coming
it,
off
though.
the bench
Yeah,
now.
he's a team player.
But
you know?
he's still apparently committed to something. So he still has a say in this. So it seemed like at first when Jimmy was making his comments that he suspended him, seemed he had some leverage there, right?
I never thought so.
No?
No.
Who, Jimmy?
Jimmy, yeah.
I think he does have leverage.
does have
Plus,
He has a little.
especially because he's respectfully he can be kind of an insane individual.
Yeah. That too.
in a very entertaining way.
And he's also not putting up good stat lines. So it's
Oh,
the
they should
point to
trade
keep
him
him.
for Ben Simmons.
Hey, that's actually
that would be a
Brooklyn
great.
rebuild.
I know
that would be a
that's
fucking
actually
great
not a
move.
bad idea though, because what Miami's going to want is at least what they got to get is an expiring deal, and Ben Simmons is an expiring deal. So
Yeah.
Ben Simmons could get traded this
And he's actually been
because
playing.
that's a lot of money coming off your books. So if
Kind of.
someone wants to create cap space
Yeah.
for next summer, trading for Ben
Yeah.
Simmons is a way to do it.
Can't wait for my Knicks to get him.
That would
Cat to Simmons.
you could sign up for a minimum. Ben Simmons.
After the buyout for wherever he was traded.
Wow, that'd be fun.
That would be ridiculous. But no, so those are the Jimmy points. What I forgot what else I was gonna say about it.
I don't know.
About the leverage thing. It seemed like he had a good amount of leverage, right? Because the relationship it has fell apart, whatever, right? But all the other suitors are either out because of money, or out because Jimmy's now pushing them away and saying he won't sign an extension. So now it's just the Suns, and the Suns have this weird Beal contract they would have to
Yeah.
work around. So it's
the Suns,
now he's just losing his leverage. It seems
because
like
But the weird
Yeah.
thing is it's weird. The Suns really can't trade for him. Can't sign him in free agency. That's pretty
Yeah.
much an impossibility.
yeah,
They'd have to shed lots of money to do that because they're in that double apron. You better believe it.
yeah. Maybe who knows? Maybe Jimmy's friends with who's the owner, Ishbia,
Ishbia.
and Ishbia's like, bro, I don't care. I'll go into the apron for you.
Yeah.
Maybe he's going nuts.
So-
Ishbia behind the scenes,
And it's
tampering.
weird because he can take it to free agency, but the teams that are expected to have free agent cap space are the Nets, Wizards, Rockets could, but they got some guys they probably want to shore up. Jazz and
Rockets.
Spurs.
Oh,
Yeah,
But I don't think the Spurs. I actually like the Spurs as a candidate for Jimmy.
yeah.
I just don't.
yeah, me too.
I don't know because as long as it's a short-term deal, I think you would even give him the max for a short-term
A year,
deal.
yeah, I think so.
because he could improve that team like crazy.
That'd
And
be
imagine
nuts.
that.
That'd be unreal.
That would be fun.
Oh my god, what a menace!
But
Yeah.
that's a fun
That's one of my
wild card.
favorites. That's
a
my
fun
favorite.
wild
That's a
card.
Good one. Yeah.
The Rockets make a lot of sense. Apparently, they're not that interested on the Jimmy trade, according to reports. Watch them end up trading for him or something.
Yeah.
We'll see where the
But
season
They
goes.
want to
Yeah.
stick with their
If
young
it goes,
guys.
I think they do want to test that out. But what if it starts sliding away from them?
Right.
Oh yeah.
Over the next month.
Yeah.
Because I
Then,
think the trade deadline's on February 4th.
That's tough. I don't want them to go all in on Jimmy
I think they
this
should
year.
wait.
I
I
think they
wouldn't
should wait
do it
too.
if I was a team like them.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But who's the other? The option Warriors. They just traded for Schroeder. It messes up
Yeah.
the money a little bit.
And are they willing to give anything up of
Yeah.
real value? Because they have shown that they do not want to
not.
give up any of their
Kuminga and
pieces.
Mobley and trade and picks. Yeah, it's. Yeah.
So-
who else is in the mix?
Some other teams, well, yeah, the Rockets. I don't know. I know
Rockets
he said he
would
wouldn't
make
go to the
sense.
Bucks, but I think the Bucks would be kind of a good spot
The
for
Bucks
him.
would
They
be a
got
good
nothing to
spot. And
offer
he
either.
plays with
But
Dame and Giannis.
No, Giannis is going to
Yeah.
Brooklyn
Giannis.
too.
What?
Yeah.
They're both going to the Knicks.
he fits the Grizzlies, and I
He
think
does fit
sometimes
the
they need.
Grizzlies a lot.
But again, that's a financial mess for them.
Yeah.
like it's just.
Get rid of Bane, right? Does Bane have a big contract?
I actually don't know. Yeah, I mean, he does have a pretty solid contract, but
You know, I think the interesting thing is I think the team that he fits the best on is just the Heat.
When it gets
I
right
do.
down
I
to
do
it.
I think so.
That's funny.
well, he's
I mean, yeah.
yeah.
It'd be
it's
funny
true.
if he just gets re-signed and nothing.
Or he's like
nothing
a
happens.
weird
I could see that happening
or he's
too.
like a weird Clipper and he just like
Yeah.
gets
No.
injured halfway through and you just kind of never really see him again.
It's taken 6 years to get this weird equilibrium we have in the Clippers.
Yeah.
I do not want to put a Jimmy Butler in that
Yeah.
Oh,
situation.
he's got to go there.
Yeah, my top destinations are Spurs if you don't have to give up anything. If it's like real minimal shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Spurs, Warriors, Bucks. That's who I want to see him on.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't
agree.
know. I think he's going to be really hard to move. Really
Yeah.
hard to move.
It seems so hard at this moment.
It's going to be for just so much less than
yeah. It's gonna
it's going to be for
not much at
nothing.
all.
Because it's a financial thing.
Yeah.
This,
And he's shown that he causes drama sometimes.
Yeah.
yeah, he could also just leave and not.
Shout out to Jimmy, though. I still love him.
Me too. All right, what we got?
All right, are we talking Western
We talking
Conference?
West?
West.
Yeah, I wanted to take a look at this because, you know, we
Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
we started the year and like the Lakers were 10-4 and the
Yeah.
Suns were 9-1 and
Yep.
the Warriors were 10-2.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, the West is so good and the East,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Philly is down at the dregs.
The Bucks were down.
You know, the Bucks were down.
Pacers.
Were down. The Hawks were
Knicks,
down.
Knicks had a shaky start.
Shaky start, and everyone was like, "The East sucks, man." But I'm just here to tell you, I
No.
honestly think,
Uh-oh.
looking at these standings, 3 of the best 4 teams I think are in the East.
Oh,
That's just,
baby.
and if I was, I'm saying like, if my team had to
Crow.
play this. If my team had to play this team in a playoff series, I'd be kind of, you know, this is a really good team we're playing with.
That was an
And I just think after, you know, OKC is the representative from the West there, right?
Yeah.
I think formidable playoff opponents like on the highest level, Cavs, Celtics, Knicks. And I just looking over there in the West, and I don't think
Who you got?
besides OKC, I don't think any of those teams scare me as much as those
Whoa.
3 teams.
Who's
I'm
the
with you.
2 seed in the West right now?
The 2 seed is the Rockets.
The Rockets, and the 3 is the Grizzlies.
Grizzlies.
And guess who 4 is?
The Mavericks.
The Nuggets.
The Nuggets.
Oh,
And the
yeah,
Nuggets are scary, but I don't. Their team's
They
not
feel-
very good.
I looked at today. I was like, oh, the Nuggets are like a 10 seed, right? And
Yeah.
they're
No, 4th. Yeah,
Crazy.
It's
It's not good.
because these West are it's getting crammed at the bottom
Yeah.
here. Like Suns and Kings and Warriors and Spurs are all like at 500, and it's just. I don't know if some of these teams in the latter part of the East scare me too. Like Orlando's they're kind of on the Rockets. Like that's the Rockets equivalent in the East.
Yeah,
But they're going to be a bitch to play. But I feel like you're going to win the series. Pacers, I think, have really responded lately, and
Yeah.
I think the Bucks, like, you know, they smashed
course.
OKC.
Yeah.
Even though they don't have a win against any of the top 3 teams in the East, I
don't
still
they?
think Giannis is a menace, much like Jokic is a menace. But that's the East. That's the 6th seed, and Denver's the 4 seed.
right.
yeah.
You know, I do think Dallas is the team that could be very threatening, but they're just
They
a
have
mess right now.
injuries right now.
They're totally injured. So I'm just here saying, I don't know. The top and the Pistons are 500, above 500. The Hawks are at 500.
Yeah.
The Heat, right?
And those,
I think
those teams look have like they have potential too.
I mean, everyone's you got to be a little scared of the Heat. You know, as much as deep down I think it's going away, you still, you know, if they got Jimmy, you still are, you know, you're like, oh God, you know.
Yeah.
So I just think besides, you know, OKC, Denver and the Mavs over here, like I would be happy to play the Grizzlies, Lakers, Rockets, Clippers, T-Wolves, Kings, Suns in a playoff series. Warriors, Spurs. Like, I don't think the West is that good. That's.
Well, even last year we had a 3-horse race for the 1 seed, right? With OKC, Denver, and T-Wolves. OKC stayed the same or got better, and those 2 other teams kind of lost major pieces.
Yeah. So,
and then we had like big false starts from like Suns, Warriors, and yeah.
And this is going to even out because I bet Philadelphia gets to around 500.
Nah.
I think so.
Nah.
I think they can get to 500.
I keep looking at the Rockets and being like, that's going to fall.
I know. That's what I mean.
And they haven't.
Just not scared.
Yeah.
Or the Lakers. The Lakers are the 6th seed.
Yeah.
Like,
the Magic have been on a crazy run, though, like without their stars.
The Magic?
Yeah, just pulling shit
that's
out.
what I mean. But the Magic are 5 games over 500, and they haven't even had their 2 best players all year.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it has been kind of an unreal, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
That might not be sustainable, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, if I look at this, like, the Lakers, like, I'd rather play the Lakers than the Magic. I'd rather play the Lakers than the Pacers. I'd rather play the Lakers than the Bucks. I'd rather play the Heat. But that's, you know, that's a 4 through 6 there. And Lakers are 6th. So Lakers aren't very good. So because they're 4 games over 500 doesn't make the good conference.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's deeper, like the 11th seed, and I don't know.
Yeah, they're better at 10, 11, 12. But that's
not.
I don't know. After that,
at the end of the day,
yeah,
I'm with you.
East is beast.
East is beast. We back. Chicken noodle soup. All right, you just want to jump into our teams?
We got teams, ladies and gentlemen.
We got teams. We were signed last episode of the No Shots podcast.
3 teams individually and 1 team
Joint. 1 joint team. All right, what team you guys want to start with?
Who went first?
The guy did.
We did snake style. Did you went first last time, or you got
it really doesn't
your wheel
matter.
first? It doesn't matter.
It's just who wants to go first?
Wants to go first?
I can go first.
What's your
Want me to
team?
go first?
What's your team?
I got the Knicks. The New York.
Right on.
Right on.
What is that? I'm trying to do Dolan.
The Dolan song.
JD. I'm trying to do JD.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, you want to hear this?
Those people probably hate themselves for being in that video.
Whoa. We love
They're his
Dolan
friends.
on this
They're his
pod.
friends. Yeah, his rich
bandmates.
friends. Probably none of them are as rich as him, though. And then he had just like extras dancing in the back. Bro, I'm here for shitting on Dolan all day.
What do you mean? We love him.
Right. Okay, so the Knicks, 3rd in the East, 26-14 record.
Yeah, what you got? How were they to you this past month?
Well, I'm giving you the general layout. You know,
Yeah.
I'm telling you where we're at. Last 10 games, 6 and 4.
6-4.
3rd in offense, 15th in defense.
Yep.
Where am I at on the Knicks? You know, I feel like this is pretty much where an average Knicks fan would have expected us to be this year. You know,
Okay.
as if we quell our delusions of glory.
What?
We have a great offense, and there's lots of stuff to really like about this team. Best Knicks team in years, probably. Perhaps.
Ooh.
Probably.
So here's the thing. I just went over these last 10 games, right? The wins are over the Magic, Wizards, Jazz, Raptors, and Bucks. The losses were to the Thunder, Bulls, Magic, and Thunder again. The Bulls game, a little concerning that we lost that, right?
I don't think so at all.
But no, I
watched
don't
that
think
whole
so
game.
at all. I went and I watched and I read about it.
The Bulls are a tough team to play after.
It was Derrick
like,
Rose night. So
Yeah, it was Derrick Rose
Yeah.
night.
So they're not going
And it was a
most of Derrick
back-to-back.
Rose is
No,
not going to
It was
let
a
them
back-to-back.
lose.
It was a back-to-back.
road
the,
trip.
The Bulls are a hard team to
Yeah.
play on a back-to-back. They got those guards that just
Yeah.
like run. If they're shooting well,
No.
you're in for a game.
They had a
Like,
bunch of the Knicks actually led the first half, and the Bulls woke up in the third
Yeah.
quarter, outscored
Ran out of
them
steam.
17-41, and they were just making big shot after big shot.
Yeah.
All the highlights were
If
Bulls highlights.
If you catch the Bulls on the right night, you're like, damn, this team's fucking good.
Well, that was my first Bulls experience. And I was like, wow, Derrick Rose night. They really came out.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's a big deal. The thing is probably a bigger deal is like they haven't beaten any of those other top tier contender teams, the Thunder, the Celtics, the Cavs. Like they haven't. There's probably more games to come.
There is. They've only
But I
played each of those.
I don't feel like they've even gotten it close in most of those games. And then I was like, Danny, like what? Or Charles, what would do the Knicks have a signature win this year with this squad?
That's probably up to.
For me, the best
I don't
Knicks
watch the
game I've
Knicks.
seen is probably the Spurs game on Christmas.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
Just like that's great that you won that, but come on, you should be able to beat. I know
Yeah.
it's Wemby.
yeah,
but-
and he played out. Wemby did.
No, he did. It was a great game.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was
Not a
tough-
signature,
I
just
don't
like
think there's
big
any-
little wins, I think, so far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The fact
It's
that
not
I
even
can't think
That
of it,
big, to be honest.
the fact that I don't have any gut instinct on that
Yeah.
probably tells me that they don't have it.
Yeah.
I don't
But
think
they've
that- yeah.
only played the Cavs once and the Celtics once, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, maybe the
So-
Thunder twice.
They,
Played the
yeah,
Magic
they,
like
they
four
got
Beat the
times.
Bucks.
They did beat the
Bucks.
Bucks and the Sixers in the little tournament, so that's good. That could be another big win. But the Sixers were still kind of
Sixers were really bad.
in a
Yeah.
malaise at
Yeah,
that
at the
point.
time.
So, yeah. Okay. Anyway,
Okay,
here's
yeah.
the really concerning thing I think to me. Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Jalen Brunson have played now 1,042 minutes
Here we
together.
go.
And do you know this? Do you know this stat? The top 7 3-man lineups in minutes in terms of minutes played this year, 1 through 7, it's all Knicks. And then guess what? 10 through 13 are all Knicks too. So
What?
10 out of the top 13 3-man lineups, Knicks players. Some
Well-
combination of Anunoby, Brunson, Bridges, and Bridges, of course, famous
Hart.
Iron Man. So
Yeah.
that makes sense. But yeah, Tibbs isn't doing anything to counter that reputation
No,
of running
I don't
people
think he
into the
ever
ground.
will.
And he's not
I don't
gonna.
know, ever
That's
will.
fine. That's
He
his
never
style.
will.
It's what he truly believes
So
is
that
best.
could hurt us in the playoffs for sure.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, third seed right there with Boston. I think we're where we want to be.
I do think it hurt you in that, like, when that OKC
Yeah.
game, like, that was definitely, like, I just felt, I mean, OKC is an incredibly hard team to be playing short amount of guys, like, because they just run around like a, like a racehorse.
They're
Yeah.
very pesky.
Yeah, pesty. They like to run, and I just felt like they could kind of out energize the Knicks because they come in waves of guys. Like they play a bunch of guys, so I
Yeah.
felt like it because there was just some dumb ass turnovers at the end of that game, and I was like, this kind of looks like Brunson threw one just like horrific pass at the end of that game when it was still close.
Yeah.
Because I felt like that was kind of a toss up. That was like just as entertaining as the Cavs game until the last 4 minutes or so. So, but I thought they played them really well, and then Cat gets injured, so we didn't really get a good second rematch. But I thought they played well. I'm not concerned about them at all. I think they've been pretty good, and I think honestly, we're getting more out of the Cat thing than I thought anyone thought.
That's
Like
what-
he's
yeah,
been his
I
best
was about to
self,
say.
which I think is
Yeah.
the best sign because he needs that if they're going to be he's going to need to be that. There's 3 offenses this year that are just above every other
Yeah.
offense, and it's the Cavs, the Celtics, and the Knicks. So to be up there with the Cavs, who are having an historic season, and the Celtics, who had an historic offensive season last year, is like you're in good territory. So yeah, I think the hope is I think they've played fine at this point.
Yeah.
They're just missing some guys.
Missing
Yeah.
another big, some
Yeah.
defensive.
All right.
It's everything we knew. It's the same stuff that we knew. So
Right.
I'm not like it's nothing
Yeah,
new.
the Knicks are good. Every now and then they fall flat. because for whatever reason, Tibbs overplaying the guys. Whatever. Let's go on. Who we got?
You're next.
I'm next. All right, the Hornets. All right, what can I say about the Hornets? Astonishing stuff from my Hornets. Astonishing. The minute I get assigned to them, they immediately go on a 10-game losing streak. Astonishing stuff from the Hornets. They end up going 1-11 in this span. And, there was a couple games they played Philly in the summer when Philly was still struggling. Oh, man. I was like, surely they'll beat Philly in one of these games. Nope. Lost both of them. Lost 10 straight. But, yeah. I mean, the best thing about the Hornets that came out of the Hornets camp in the span was Tweakers by LiAngelo Ball.
The Hornets camp. Is he in the G League or anything?
No.
And LaMelo was injured for most of that.
Yeah, he was injured for most of that. And when he plays, he's pretty great. But he was injured for pretty much all of it. Yeah, but ask me how much Hornets games have I watched?
How many Hornets
0.
games? Yeah, I didn't even know why I asked.
Yeah.
I watched some clips, some highlights. I watched some, a quarter here and there. No full games, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Every time I wanted to, I would look forward to a Hornets game. I would miss the first 5 minutes of the game, and they would just be down immediately. So I watch it, and they just continue to lose. And then I'm like, okay, I got something better to do at this point. This is not looking good for these Horns.
But LaMelo Ball's
number
one in
pretty good
All-Star voting for guards, I think.
Yep. People love him. That's my Hornets deep dive.
Yeah, I don't have any Hornets takes. Chuck,
I don't either.
What you got?
It's
All right.
just
Who's your
brutal
team?
watch.
tell us about
My
your
team's the
team.
Thunder.
Ooh,
From the worst to
opposite
the first.
to the best. The
They are the
opposite
best.
of the Hornets.
From hell to heaven.
My hot take for this team is that we have literally learned nothing new about them this entire season.
Whoa. I'm sick of this team, by the way.
You don't like this team now?
Well, this was Chuck's chosen hate team.
I do not like
no,
them.
Are you jumping on the hate train?
No. I have a different. I forgot. I confused my chosen hate team for Chuck's chosen hate team sometimes.
Excuse me.
It's okay. You should jump on the bandwagon.
No. I like this team. I like them. I like them.
I like him. Sticking with the Thunder. Me too.
I hate them too. But they are really good.
I hate him too.
I hate them. But they're really good. They're
Okay.
really goddamn good. They pulled off an impressive stretch of games, right? They overcame the Knicks. They stuck it to the Celtics. They, almost beat the Cavs there. And they've just been obliterating teams every single night, it seems like. It's not even worth watching them.
Yeah. They won 15 straight?
So,
Something like that.
no, they didn't win 15 straight. They
What was
lost
it?
in the middle.
Oh, they lost in the middle. They won
No.
15 and
Technically, it is a 15 straight wins.
No. It's not 15 straight wins. If you want to say
15
it's a
straight
regular season winning
wins.
streak,
Their
you
record
better
is
say
yeah.
you better say regular season winning streak if you're around me,
Yeah, that's valid.
They
I'm
lost
with
the
that.
NBA Cup,
which they got smashed in,
okay.
by the way.
the Silver Cup. But
It
on
wasn't
their,
even close.
on their,
Yeah.
the
Fuck that.
record,
I
it's
don't
going to
count
say
that cup
win
shit.
streak 15.
15, yeah.
I'm just saying they lost the game in the
They
middle
did.
of that.
Yeah,
it's not the
that's
same. It's not the same. Mentally,
It is the
it's
same,
not the
though.
same. No, it's not.
No, I'm with you.
I think
Anyway,
it's the same.
why I say that is because we already knew that this was an awesome regular season team.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, they're, in cruise control, but I don't know. I feel like all the questions that we had about them last year are still the same questions. Is Jalen Williams or Chet, are they too young to play the second fiddle on a championship team? And is this sort of run and gun style that they like to do? Their fourth and transition frequency. We've seen this with the Grizzlies in the playoffs. Once the game kind of slows down and becomes more mano and mano, right? Possession versus possession in the half court, they get a little stuck and a little in the mud, and they don't look like the team that we watched for 82 games.
Yeah.
Which this team's going to post a phenomenal record. they're awesome to watch every night. That's what earlier I was saying, that they need to be on TV more. This team's really fun to watch from a basketball perspective. Just the way they attack defensively and they get up and down and, and Shea is smooth as much as he's a foul grifter.
The aura.
But
I think they're a little deeper than those Grizzlies teams. The playoff ones.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think they're better, but I think they have some of the same reliance on transition that those teams had. Those teams tend to come back to earth. Maybe they're so good above it that them coming back to earth, is good enough to win the weak Western Conference. I'm going to start saying that now. The weak Western Conference.
West.
You got to change the rhetoric out there. Is it enough? It might be enough to bring them back to earth, but is it enough to, beat, other teams on the other side of the bracket? I don't know. I think the Cavs beat them without, Donovan Mitchell really scoring much, and that's the thing. I think if you can just control the ball, if you're a good ball control team and can just avoid turning the ball over, I think you can put them in a bit of a funk. Like, I thought the Celtics, even though, their offense was a mess in that game, but I thought the Celtics defense was terrific against them and did plenty enough to win the game. A couple more shots go in, few less turnovers, and I think, the game swings. So I'm just wondering, when teams are a little more locked in locked-in settings and are not as messy with the ball, and it is a slower pace of game, right? Do they fall into some of the traps that doomed them last year? And part of that's the rebounding, and we still got to wait for Chet to come back to see what it's like, because the rebounding's not good this year still. And part of it's, do you trust all those guys to make big-time playoff shots? They couldn't do it last year. Anybody besides Shea. So, do they have, maybe they have, taken the scars and are ready to move on. But usually you have to get a trunk full of scars before, you're at that level. So I think there's still just questions of youth and how the, team, I won't say it's not, they're all mature players, but, it's the maturity of the team up to the medal. Because it's cool to be awesome. We've seen a lot of teams, right, be really awesome in the regular season, and then it comes time to the playoffs, and, they just don't look like themselves anymore.
You can say somewhat the same thing about the Cavs. So they have a little more experience.
Yeah, I think they've run it a bunch of times. I don't know. I'm a believer in both of these teams. I believe that I think the Thunder will be in the finals. I do. Because the West is weak. Let's be honest.
It is.
And the Cavs, I kind of believe that they could be in the finals. I do think they're, the way they're playing is, we'll see. We'll see what kind of mental tests, because that's all that's left for these teams. Like, can they be some version of the teams they are now in May and in June? I don't know, because we haven't seen it before. But
that's the question.
That's the question.
But those are big questions. It's like, if the Bucks got off to this racing start, we'd all be like,
they're contenders
they're
again.
winning this shit. My money's on the Bucks, right?
No, yeah.
It's true.
And there's just, all those teams have been so awesome, and maybe that's just the direction that the league is going to be in. These two teams are awesome, and they'll meet each other, but, there's something a little about it, and I think that makes you hesitate just slightly enough, even though these teams have been otherworldly, because, I don't know, there is a difference, despite what Joe Mazzulla says. There's a difference between the playoffs and the regular season.
Oh, yeah, big difference. All right, anyways, we're moving on. You got any more things about the Thunder, Ben,
no.
Chuck, Duck? Talking to myself now at
Let's
this
talk
point?
Nugs.
Let's go, Nugs.
Real quick. Fourth in the West, 23-15. They're on a 3-game win streak, and they have the number 4 offense and the number 18 defense. To me, I'll just start it off. The big story here is Jokic, 25-plus point differential when he's on the court, far and away And he changes their predicted wins by 55. So basically, this team is a lottery team without Jokic.
Yeah.
Is that what the message is there? That seems insane to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but go ahead.
insane.
What do you got?
Yeah. I mean, when we first got signed them, did not like what I was seeing at all from the Nugs. We're not doing it. You know, they're kind of turning it around a little bit.
A little, yeah.
Little
There have
bit.
been flashes of brightness.
Murray has
But
been a little better over his last
yeah.
10 games.
Exactly.
Still a big
And
defensive
that's just the
liability.
main thing, right? Is they're going to be, as good. Because Jokic is obviously, you just said it. It's fucking nuts.
He's amazing.
He's
amazing.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
He's
insane.
He's averaging 13 rebounds and almost 10. He's almost averaging a 30-point
Triple-double.
triple-double.
yeah.
It's crazy. It's insane. Madness. But yeah, it can't just be joke. Can't be just yoke.
Can't be just Yoke.
Yeah.
Westbrook is a -2, like, off per game.
That is also something I want to highlight. I've enjoyed Westbrook's time with the Nuggets.
He's fun, yeah.
They have
Yeah.
a fun two-man game. What's going on with that? Almost
It's
better than
well,
Murray.
you know.
Despite his
This year.
erratic behavior, like Russell does have some good basketball. Like he does
Oh,
have a
he's great,
basketball
yeah.
instinct that
For
is
sure.
unteachable.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes that is on the verge of just complete madness, which
Yeah.
makes it like he can make a really smart play and then he makes really dumb play, and that's always just been the
Classic
back and
Russ.
forth.
Yeah.
Hero ball.
He'll give you effort, but sometimes the effort is ill-advised.
Yeah.
So that's been fun. Yeah. So yeah, right now they're with Jokic off and Murray on. They're a negative 2.9. So you just at least got to see that in the positive. Like if Jokic is off the court, Murray's got to be able to hold down the fort a little better. I think the big thing for me, and I'm happy that this team is kind of in the standings in that upper echelon. Like I'm just happy for Jokic. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to see him on like a 7 seed. I'm sorry.
No.
Like he's the best player in the world,
Yeah.
and he needs. I just want him to give him the respect that I think he deserves.
Absolutely, yeah.
For and so I'm pretty happy at where they are in the standings. I mean, they're only a game and a half behind the Grizz and 3 games back of the Rockets. We all kind of feel like the Rockets are going to slide a little bit. But the big thing is, I just don't believe in this team's roster as currently
Yeah.
constructed.
No.
It's just, they're 7 through 10 after Westbrook. They're, proposed, I guess, if he's not in the starting 5, if they got everyone healthy.
Yeah.
Saric, Watson, Strother, Jordan, Tyson Hunter. These are the
thank
people
you.
that come after Westbrook in the rotation. And
Brutal stuff.
I like Watson,
Watson, yeah.
but it's almost like you can't have him and Russ because both of them are they're actually shooting not bad this year, but they're both at 33%. I mean, that's below league average, but it's like whatever. You'll
Yeah.
take it from those guys, but they're just not respected shooters. So it doesn't. Teams are just like shoot it, have it.
Yeah, exactly.
So if this team's going to compete on any real level with any top tier team, like they need something a little more to fill out the frame, the back end of
Yeah.
the frame of this roster, because these guys are just not good enough to get it done.
No.
And yeah, I believe Jokic is leading the league in 3-point percentage. Is that still the case?
I don't know if that's he's at
was.
47%.
47%.
Insane.
Yeah.
And I think the defense suffering is a big deal. Like the fact that they're 18th in defense, like you usually have to be a top 10 defensive unit to, compete for a title.
Yep.
So I just don't know what this team wants to be, but they could just be a second round out, or it could be a first round out. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of what it feels like to me now. Like maybe if they get the right matchup, they're in the next round, but I just don't see them. And maybe on Jokic's magic, he could drag them to a conference finals, but I don't really see how they can compete with any of the top, the top 4 teams I mentioned earlier. Like, I just don't think they have the depth, and they've gotten kind of smashed by a bunch of those teams. So Jokic would be a problem for Thunder. He's a problem for anyone, but he doesn't have enough support right now to get this thing to serious contention. Need a trade. Jimmy. We didn't mention the Nuggets.
could be a
Jimmy.
good one.
I would love
be a
to
good
see
one.
it. He doesn't
That could be
help
fun.
any of their shooting
Nope.
issues, and they probably
Nope.
have to put Michael Porter in the deal, so it's probably
Yep.
not happening, but
Yep.
it would be fun.
It could be fun.
But I think they need to trade for someone.
Yeah.
What about Cam Johnson? I think that would be a great fit for them.
Just put another shooter.
Needs another shooter.
Give him another shooter.
Yeah.
Is Cam Johnson a good defender?
He's average.
yeah,
He's average.
All right, so sure, bring him in. Why not?
He's probably better. He's probably be better for them in their kind of scheme because at least he's big. Like imagine rolling out Jokic, Gordon, Porter, and Cam Johnson. Like that's a big fucking unit.
Yeah.
You might get cooked if by like a really small guard, but
Right.
Yeah.
that would be a good. That's at least wingy and like lengthy. That's a big, lengthy,
Yeah.
athletic lineup. So I don't know. I think they need a guy like that on this team, and then maybe Jokic's magic can, take them over the top to places they might not. I don't think they can get to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they did win a game without Jokic.
They did. Shocking.
That Celtics
Shocking
game was a little
stuff.
dicey for a minute.
It
Yeah,
was
that
too.
too.
The
Yeah.
Celtics aren't playing very well right now.
All right. What we got? What we
All
got
right.
next?
Are we going to Super Bowl predictions now?
Yeah. Are we spinning the wheel for next
Yeah,
week?
we got to
We
spin
gotta
the wheel.
Oh, you want to do that now? Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
NBA team. All right, here it comes. All right, who are we doing first? Is this the joint? Joint first or last?
Sure.
I don't know whose turn it was.
No clue.
I think it's your turn to go first.
I'm going
Ben.
first. Okay, so let's do joint first, right?
Whatever.
You want
I
me to
don't
go-
know. I
I'll-
can't
You want me
remember.
to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
you go
Let's do
first.
joint
You go
last.
first.
Okay, joint
Joint
last.
last.
Here we go. Here's my team. The
Sacramento Kings.
Woo!
Wow.
New coach, baby. New year, new
They're
coach.
on a big
Yeah.
7-game win
win
streak.
streak.
Talk about
Yeah.
Mike Brown.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I like
Okay.
it. I like it.
We're eliminating, and we're going on. Who's next?
Danny.
Okay.
Sure.
1, 2, 3. Whoa. This is wheel spinning for you guys who aren't watching.
No, you got to do it again.
No.
You didn't watch any games.
You
I
gotta watch
watched.
the Hornets.
I watched
All right.
quarters of games, maybe a half.
We're respinning.
Oh, you already got that one too.
What is going on?
All right,
They're
here we
pissed
go.
at you.
This is going to
Okay,
be the
here's-
one.
This is the one. This is the one.
Oh,
The Phoenix Suns. Another team struggling in the mud for Danny.
Fuck.
Okay, so if Danny watches the Phoenix Suns, tune in next time to hear him talk about him.
That actually works for me.
Okay. All right.
Ooh, I
and
like
here's
that
for
noise.
Chuck.
Chuck is
Here we
next,
go.
baby.
Lakers. That's going to be the Lakers.
Lakers.
The Pacers. Ooh, I like him. I like it. I like it.
Chuck likes
Wow.
it. And what, ladies and
Also
gentlemen?
on a roll.
Also on a bit of a roll.
Bit of a roll.
What will be our next and our next joint
joint
team? We're all
team.
going to have to watch it.
We're all gonna have to watch them.
Nope.
Nope.
We did that
We did
already.
them.
Okay,
We did
get
them.
that out of
We did
here.
them. Eliminate the Thunder.
Okay. The Portland Trailblazers. Okay, we're going to have some very exciting takes for you next time.
is
on
awful.
The Portland Trailblazers. That'll be fun. I'm kind of looking forward to
Kings.
it.
Ben's got the Kings.
I've been sending you guys.
Kings.
I gotta
Who I
send you
got?
guys this this
already forgot who I got.
Instagram reel. It's of the Portland Trailblazers announcer, and he like goes into a 2-minute dialogue defending the Grinch.
What?
Yeah, he's like, and in the middle of the stories, the Grinch was really understood out of bounds, and he
Okay,
he
you got the
learned with
sideline
those.
interview?
No, it's the
announcer.
broadcast announcer. He just goes on a rant for 2 minutes while there's basketball being played about the Grinch
I love
and
that.
how
I
he's
love that.
misunderstood.
I love that.
Misunderstood.
He is misunderstood.
And he was really trying to bring the Who's the real meaning of Christmas.
That's true. It's true. I think they addressed that in the movie, though.
interpolation.
Yeah, no, that's what he's talking about.
But we, as a culture, have Grinchified
he's saying
him.
the Grinch is one of the most misunderstood characters of all time.
Okay.
I might agree with that.
The No Shots podcast is brought to you by Dank Delish Coffee. You can find Dank Delish coffee beans at dankdelish.com and have their deliciousness shipped right to your lovely abode. Start your morning with a cup of delish.
All right, so I'll do some quick trivia. I'm not going to do all of it.
Okay.
I'm just going to throw you a couple of cues.
Couple of cues.
Trivia.
Haters and baseball is the theme of this week's trivia, ladies and gentlemen.
Trivia.
In the new year, we have Duck at 2 and Chuck at 2. That's what I had from last time. So we're rolling with those scores.
Okay. I like that.
2 quotes here. You identify the speaker or writer, typer of the quote.
Typist?
Typist. I'll throw this first one to Charles.
Oh, God.
I know you care, because your insecure ass been hating and talking shit for 20 years. You're too big to be this insecure. I hope you don't bring up my name again. 52 years old tweeting me and still hating. Now all this time you was joking. You always been jealous. Jealous of Kobe, Penny, D-Wade.
What's the name of this trivia again?
Haters and baseball.
I have no idea.
Oh, I thought that might be an easy one. Okay.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I really don't know. And you said it could be a typist?
Yeah, it could be something that was typed rather than spoken.
Oh, okay. I don't know. It feels like it would be a rapper.
Oh, okay. It's an athlete.
It's an athlete. Okay. Who are the basketball players they mentioned again?
Jealous of Kobe, Penny, D-Wade.
Kobe, Jenny, Penny, D-Wade. Okay, is it Tatum?
No. Dan, you want to venture a guess?
Paul Pierce.
No.
Wait, who's typing this? Is what we're supposed to say?
Yeah, who's
I'm
saying
so
this?
confused.
Yeah, I got confused.
Oh, do you want me to read you the quote again?
No, it's
okay.
No.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right.
Whatever.
All right, so it was Dwight Howard
Oh.
speaking to Shaq. They've recently had reignited.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow. No.
Your
It's not in
insecure
the
ass
loop
has
about
been
that.
hating and talking shit for 20 years. Okay, here's the next
Yeah.
hateful quote. And you need to just identify the speaker.
Okay.
I guess we'll start with Danny this time.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
JJ, you come for the king, you better not miss. Because I can get you, brother. Remember, I got your Lakers games. You can't hide them flaws they got. You're just a dead man walking. They got rid of Frank Vogel, who did a good job. They got rid of Darvin Ham, who did a good job. But you came out there thinking you were going to change things with that same ugly girl you went on a date with.
Charles Barkley.
You got it.
Man. Oh, it was
That was
easy.
the easy
Got
one.
an easier one,
That
yeah.
was the easy one.
For sure.
All right, I'll give you one guess on this, Chuck. What NBA team can you make the most possible Scrabble words out of their name? This was on the Orlando Magic broadcast.
The most...
Like you can
most
take the letters,
points?
the most most words you can make out of the letters in the team's name.
Okay.
And just not the
just
city.
the nickname.
Just the name. Yeah, right. Like Knicks.
Okay.
It's not Knicks.
It's... Yeah, I don't think...
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
For the trivia point.
I'm
I'm ready. I'm locked in.
Okay,
Just
I
keep
got
it still.
I got the I'll take the Pelicans.
Danny for the steal?
Timberwolves.
You got it.
Boom, baby.
Boom, bang. Okay, Danny takes home the first point. All right.
Wow.
Now, Danny, do you want to guess which has the least possible words you could make?
The Nets.
No.
The Jazz.
Jazz makes more
And a
sense.
steal for Charles.
Good steal.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well played. All right.
I always forget
okay.
about the Jazz.
Last topic. We got to talk baseball here.
Oh.
You gave us baseball trivia. I decided to dish some up of my own.
Yeah.
Because I saw some old...
Let's do it.
yeah, so what do you know about 1990s baseball?
I know something.
You know something.
Yeah.
You too, Chuck?
I know a little something.
I guess.
Well, yeah, well, too bad, because we're talking 1890s.
Okay.
Okay. Some things just aren't the same. On Labor Day, 1890, two East Coast teams played a triple header.
Oh.
And one of them got swept by the other one.
Rough time at the park.
Can you name the two cities that played? You don't have to give me the name of the team, but if you do, I'll definitely give you an extra point because I don't think you know these team names. Two East Coast teams. And who swept who?
East Coast teams.
Yeah. So you just guess one team, and then
Oh, I guess one
you
team.
can take turns guessing one team.
Can I just say
You can just say the city.
New York?
It's not specific enough.
Is that specific?
No, Chuck.
I'm gonna go. Wait.
Oh,
Hold
okay,
on.
Go ahead.
Okay, fine. You could toss it, Chuck.
All right, Brooklyn.
Okay. That's one for Chuck.
There you go. That's what I was gonna say.
Sorry.
Oh, good.
What's
You
the
can
other
say
city?
whether or not I could be vague or not.
Well, that's yeah. Well, all right. We're past that point already. So,
No, yeah, we're
All
past
right.
it.
what's the other city? What do you think?
Another East Coast team. Fucking
This is a tough one.
Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. No, what I missed.
Okay.
Pittsburgh.
And Chuck steals it again. I did kind of give a hint on
Danny's
that
gave
one.
them
guesses led
both.
right into
Yeah,
me.
Both
so-
into the lap.
I don't know. I think okay. So who beat who,
Into
Danny?
the lap.
Pittsburgh or Brooklyn? Who swept who?
I'm gonna say the Pirates swept out Brooklyn.
That's
Dodgers.
incorrect, actually. Sorry.
It's Brooklyn.
The Pittsburgh Alleghenies were swept by the Brooklyn Bridegrooms. Isn't that crazy?
That is
What are these
crazy.
teams? Okay, and last and final trivia question, also from the legendary 1890 baseball season. I could say MLB season because there was like 4 different leagues.
Yeah.
What feat, which would be impossible today, was accomplished when New York Giants slugger Mike Tiernan hit a home run off of Boston Beaneater Kid Nichols?
What feet?
Yeah, what? He hit a home run, and he
Yeah.
accomplished a feat that would be impossible today for the first time.
That's
This is
impossible
crazy.
today.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get this one. It's pretty funny. I just think it's funny. It would not be possible to do this today, but he hit a home run and accomplished this feat.
I have no idea. He, what? He married his sister.
He was out.
He was out for the home run?
Yeah.
How would he be out?
I
How would
don't
that be a
know.
feat?
This is a feat that is
Okay.
Yeah, I
impossible.
don't know.
All right, let me
Not
read you
be
the
possible
story.
today to marry his sister. I'll tell you what.
That's not a feat, guys. It has nothing to do with this home run. Okay, New York Giants slugger Mike Tiernan became the first player ever to hit a home run from one ballpark into another after launching a 13th inning blast off the Boston Beaneaters' Kid Nichols that traveled over the center field wall at the Polo Grounds into the adjacent Brotherhood Park.
Oh, okay. That's
So,
cool.
hit a ball from one stadium.
No, that's actually
a feat,
cool.
right?
That is
Something.
a feat.
It's kind of interesting.
That is a feat.
I just thought that
Wow.
was funny. So no one gets a point for that. Sorry. And the
Yeah.
scores are now 5-3 in favor of Chuck.
What?
He stole a lot of them, man. Sorry.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, Chuck got 3.
I think Danny's.
I got 2. I got 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute.
4 to
They're
5.
just trying to
one.
short you.
Yeah.
I would never.
I did forget about point
Yeah.
Chuck got though. I thought we were tied on this one as well. But yeah,
You got
always
the
trying to
Barkley.
short me. Always
Yeah.
trying to short me.
Yeah.
All right, Super Bowl picks. Who you got?
Oh, the Commanders lose to the Chiefs.
Oh.
Wow, my
I'm
homies get
sticking
another
to
one.
what I had said before the season. That's
was-
Chiefs over Lions.
Like, why do I like that?
Because it's probably what's going to happen.
Probably what's gonna happen.
I like, I think you could be trendy. You could say the Ravens over the Eagles. I don't know. Bills? What about
Buffalo
the Bills?
Bills.
What
They'd
about
be
those
good, right?
Bills?
The Bills.
Yeah.
I will.
What's that
I
all
want
in on the
Bills
Lions,
to
though?
win. I want to. What's up?
Was I all in on the Lions earlier?
I don't know.
though?
They've got a lot of injuries.
Yeah. You want the Bills to win?
I do.
I like the Bills.
Come on.
Out on them.
Buffalo 66.
I like
That's
Bills.
your favorite movie.
I like the Bills.
Yeah, it's true. There are Bills fans. But come on, the Bills are never gonna win. Never.
I
Gonna
want a
win.
Bills Lions.
Bills overdue,
Disaster.
bro.
Yeah.
You know, I'll go Ravens. Beat the Lions. No, Lions beat the Ravens. I don't think the Lions are gonna get there. But
Who's gonna
whatever.
beat them? The Eagles?
I have no idea.
It's either the Eagles
Or the Lions are the favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, Eagles are number 2.
No, I'm sticking with my Lions. I'm going Lions over Ravens, baby.
Okay.
Okay.
Beautiful.
All right.
Well done.
And that's the pod.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
What else we
Shotties.
got?
No shotters. Pod
I got a surprise segment here.
Oh, what's the surprise segment at the
segment.
end? Bum, bada, bum, 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 bum.
I'm just joking. Good night and good luck.
The No Shots podcast is brought to you by Dank Delish Coffee. You can find Dank Delish Coffee beans at dankdelish.com and have their deliciousness shipped right to your lovely abode. Start your morning with a cup of delish. You can also follow the No Shots podcast on Spotify and YouTube. Like and comment. Thanks for listening to the show.